Hello, this is Sharon Steniford, and I'm here on Be Live on the show called Say It in Your Own Words. And I have Colin, Rhine Smith. Thank you for being here, Colin.
Thank you.
And Colin is the Community Media Director at CCTV, and he's also the manager of the Neighbor Media Project, of which I am a part. And Colin, could you tell us about the Neighbor Media Project?
Sure. The Neighbor Media Project here at CCTV is our citizen journalism program. So what it really is all about is empowering people in the community to have a voice, to tell their own stories in their neighborhoods about the issues and topics that are important to them, not unlike the rest of our mission here at CCTV, but definitely has a focus on sort of news and events, any information that people are looking for that they may not find through other media sources in the area.
And when it started out, we had it based on the zip codes, different neighborhoods in Cambridge, and we could bring people, our neighbors, business people, people in the arts, and bring them onto the show, and they would talk about what was going on. Maybe their stories didn't get covered in the larger media. Could you tell us the difference between, I was here the first semester, and now they brought a new group of people into it. Could you tell us a little bit about what that group is like? What kind of people show up when you let them know that Neighbor Media is available to them?
Sure. Yeah, like you mentioned, so last year we really focused on the zip codes, and we had 6 people last year, 6 Neighbor Media journalists, and we were really pleased that actually this year we had, we started off with 11, so that's great, so it doubled. We're down to about 9, I think, right now, so it's still more than last year, so it's great. But we decided not to focus on zip code. We found that was kind of too narrow an area, so we decided to open it up really more to sort of issue based, so that people could, so when we were doing looking at the applications that were coming in, we wanted to make sure that we had a good variety of issues, different issues, like from environmental issues to different topics that people care about here in Cambridge. And so I feel like we have a pretty good diversity in the group in terms of the topics that people are interested in covering. So
I noticed people sort of fell into their own beats. Like one person, Karen, had done real estate issues in Porter Square, that she really became very active in that, in the community group. Another person did real estate issues also in East Cambridge, and traffic congestion problems, noise problems. I tended to concentrate on the arts. So people developed their own areas of interest that emerged over time. Some people were, Margaret was very interested in recycling and green initiatives, things like that. So I think it brings out the personalities of the people in the group and what they are interested in, and they're drawn to those topics.
Absolutely, and I think that's the key also when we talk about citizen journalism, because we want to be very clear in the distinction between, journalism that you'd find on the 6 o'clock news and what we're doing in this project. We're sort of a little more open to really having people explore a little bit in their storytelling. So it's not to say that, accuracy and fairness and all the things that apply to traditional journalism doesn't apply to our program, but we certainly leave room for people to really voice their opinions and their passions, things that you might not find in sort of more objective journalism. So it's a little more. So we're careful to make that distinction that
you can express your opinion. You don't have to act like you have no opinion about the topics that you cover.
Absolutely.
And CCTV has so many resources. I don't know if everybody is aware how many wonderful resources there are here at the TV station for the use by the community. Could you tell us about what is available?
Sure. So the structure of the program is really great, because when it starts off, it started off in September this year. It's usually about 10 months long, so it's pretty much the whole year. So this year, when it started, it really starts off in a training program. So in terms of resources, we try to make a number of our media tools available to the public, to the participants in the program, including the cameras, the computer internet-based media or web-based media, online media. We also, another big change from last year that we incorporated in this year's program was the addition of the flip cameras. We have these little flip minnow cameras.
Those are amazing.
Yeah, that a lot of people, we want to make it easier for people to make video.
I think a lot of people have not heard of these cameras. They are tiny cameras that fit in your pocket, and you can take a beautiful video that is just as beautiful as if you had a big, huge, clumsy camera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so and that's actually working out really great. So what we did is we actually gave everybody in the program a camera. So during their time in the program, not to keep, but that they can use during their time in the program. And so another thing about citizen journalism is it's really about being there in the moment when something happens. And if our citizen journalists can walk around with these cameras and they're out and about in Cambridge and something happens, and they can be there to
take
get
it right
the
out of their
news.
pocket.
Absolutely,
Yes.
to be there to get the news, they can really, that's the advantage of these cameras. So it's pretty neat.
And some of the blogs seem to have developed a following where people follow different issues that are in progress. I noticed the one of the real estate issues in East Cambridge has kind of gotten people shaken up a little bit. And
oh, I wonder if we have some. Sounds like we have some music playing.
Yes.
Here, so. Not sure where that's coming from, actually. So. Huh.
Okay.
Interesting. I guess we have some jazz in the background.
Yes.
But anyway, so yeah, I'm sorry, you were saying. So.
Okay. So just the different resources that were available in the community and how they've been used in the program.
Right.
And
yes. Sorry.
The following that was going into some of these blogs.
Right.
That people would contribute their opinions, and kind of over time you would see the issues develop and be talked about in little
absolutely.
Dialogues.
It's really great. Yeah, there's a lot of great examples of that happening so far. I think one really neat or a great example recently that happened was Margaret, her flu clinic video.
Yes.
That we can show in a minute because we have the website that we're sort of we have up here. So she, or maybe we could. Do you want to do that now?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me see if I can go down and find the post. And I can set it up a little bit more while I'm trying to find it. So Margaret went and covered, oh, there it is. Actually, I can just bring it up, actually. Maybe we can even play it, too, which would probably be good. So if we switch to the computer, here is the video that Margaret put together. And why don't we watch that for a second?
I'm Louise Rice. I'm the Director of Public Health Nursing for the City of Cambridge, and for this exercise, I'm the Incident Commander.
Oh, I lost Colin.
We're just doing a very, very big flu clinic. We realized that a couple of years ago the recommendations were for younger children and seniors, but this year the recommendation being for children, all school-age children, we wanted to do a family-friendly clinic where parents could bring their kids and everybody could be vaccinated at once. We're also doing this as a drill to figure out how we can efficiently provide medication or vaccine to a lot of people at once. That's one of our missions as the health department, is to be able to respond to an emergency where if there were bioterrorist event, or if there were an outbreak of avian flu, something like that. We need to be able to dispense to people quickly. So that's what we're trying to drill here. We're trying to figure out how to do that. The first hour, I think we've done many, many hundreds. So that's perfect.
I'm Allison Minkoff Burns, and I work at the Cambridge Public Health Department, and I'm the Assistant Emergency Preparedness Coordinator for something called Region 4B, which is 27 communities that are forming a semicircle around Boston, and they're basically virtually Metro Boston. And I also run the Region 4B Medical Reserve Course. So what we try to do with our volunteers is we offer them a very extensive training schedule, as well as offer them opportunities to apply what they've learned. So we ask them to come out and volunteer for things like this large flu clinic. We do also different types of drills with them, but this is what we've recruited them for today. Please feel free to come in and have a seat. Oh yeah. Please feel free to come in and have a seat.
So I think that's a really great example of a video that Margaret put together that actually, after she posted it, got some comments, like you were saying, Sharon, allows people to participate with the media being produced here in Cambridge. And I think that's one of the great things about our website is it allows people to talk back. So that's some of what's going on with people using the website. And we also have a Facebook page that we've created for people who are on Facebook. You can join the group to get updates. We have recent news stories that we have here that we try to update on a weekly basis about news stories. You can see other people that are participating with our Facebook page. We've got photos and videos. And we also have a Blip TV page, which is sort of like a YouTube page, but allows us to post a little bit longer videos up here. So that's kind of nice. And you can find a lot of our monthly wrap-up shows that we have mostly from last year at this point, but pretty soon we're going to have more videos. I think starting again in January, we're going to start doing the monthly videos again. So that's a little bit about how we're using the web. Yeah. So
what direction would you like to see Neighbor Media take in the future? Do you feel that it's running the way it was envisioned when it was first launched, or do you feel like it will take different directions as it goes forward?
Well, I think that, as I sort of was just showing in that last example of how different people are participating with the site, I think we'd love Neighbor Media to sort of be an example of how the community can use Cambridge to get the word out. Oh, we got the jazz music back. So while Sharon grabs her phone, I will just continue to say that I think that one of the things that we're excited about, that we'd like to see happen with the Neighbor Media program is have it be a place where the community here in Cambridge can really talk with city agencies, can interface with other people who care about similar issues here in Cambridge, to use the web and also our cable channels to connect and share stories that the Chronicle or the Globe or other mainstream media is not, issues that aren't being covered by the rest of the media in the area. So I was just talking a little bit more about my hopes for how we move ahead with Neighbor Media. So
yes, and could you show us some more clips of some of the materials that are available on our website?
Sure, yeah. Let's see what else is a good example. Could also show a little bit of the, actually I've got a great example. Jody Hilton, who's in the program, she did a great video of the Prop 8 protest in Cambridge. Can play that. That's a really great video that she put together. So let's bring that up.
your hard work of winning equality, legislator by legislator, state by state. Thank you very much.
Stay on the battlefield when we're down. We don't want to cry. We're crying out.
Equal rights.
When do we want them? Now. What do we want?
Equal rights.
When do we want them?
Now.
All right, cool.
Stood here in Massachusetts and we made marriage equality a reality for thousands of families, and we will make marriage a reality for families across this United States. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for working.
And what we have to say to people throughout this country is that as long as they are willing to plow up the ground, not be afraid of thunder and lightning, they will be successful.
Ain't you gotta rise? Ain't you gotta rise to the tree of life? Ain't you gotta ride? 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 Ain't you gotta ride to the tree of life?
So rocky the road.
So rocky the road, so dangerous the journey. We gotta ride, ain't you gotta ride to the tree of life. Hey,
Where do we want them? Where do we want? Equal rights. Where do we want them?
now.
All right, well, seeing as how this is Cambridge, I have another question for you. Tell me what equality looks like.
This is what equality looks like. This is what equality looks like. What equality looks like. Marriage is a civil right. Marriage is a civil right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Straight, black, white. Marriage is a civil right.
So that was a video by Jody Hilton, and you can really find more of the videos being produced and stories being covered by our neighbor media journalists at cctvcambridge.org/neighbormedia, and you can see the participants involved in the program and a number of their stories over here on the left. And also we have a link to our summary DVD, our wrap-up program from last year, which we could also play a little of if we wanted to. So yeah, you can find most of the stories right there.
So no matter what your interest is in media, you can find many things to develop your skills. If you enjoy writing, you can get involved in the blogs. If you like doing camera work, you can try out that new flip camera. If you like editing movies, you can use iMovie and learn about some of the online tools available. There are many opportunities, and they have classes to supplement the neighbor media program so that you can delve more into areas of interest. Could you tell us what kind of classes are being offered here at CCTV?
Sure, classes in a number of things that you just mentioned. We actually tried to, we did offer a digital photography workshop just for the neighbor media journalists. So that was something that wasn't open to everybody. As just a way to kind of like see how that went before opening it up maybe to the rest of the public in Cambridge. So so there are really opportunities like that to receive, one-on-one support and training on a way that's more a little different from the rest of the program. Although anybody's welcome to come in who's a member and receive that sort of support. So.
Yes. So when you get involved in a particular project, whether it's going out into the field and trying to film something, there are people who are experienced that they can assign to you specifically and help you get the job done, no matter what kind of support it is. You ask for it and they can find people with those particular skills who have already done it.
Yeah, and it's also a great way to work with other people. So there are some people who are working in groups on stories, and it's also obviously if you're going to be going out and doing video production, a crew is helpful to have when you're going out on a shoot. So there are lots of different opportunities and different media tools that you can use to tell your stories for the program. So that's really
Right.
great too.
And I find it gives you an appreciation of media as a whole when you see what it takes to produce it. That, for example, working with the Morans, doing voiceovers. I think I had to do mine like 5 or 6 times. And all the
Yeah.
different technical things that can happen, but you learn to, know the equipment a little better and, how to work around it and produce what you're the goal you're trying to achieve for that project.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's true. I mean, if radio is your thing or you're interested in getting into radio, the audio recorder that you mentioned, the Marantz, is available for neighbor media journalists to use to do sort of more like, NPR style pieces or, talk radio format if that's something that you're interested in. So again, lots of different ways to get involved.
And what we would like to see too is for people in the community who have something interesting they're doing and they want to share it with the community to come forward and, communicate, email us, contact CCTV, let us know that you want to be heard, and if you want to talk about a various subject that you are involved in, some issue that you care about, some activity you're doing, or your organization needs more exposure, tell us about it and be our guest on Be Live. Share what you know with the community so that people are aware of it.
Yeah, and also if you have story ideas, we have actually an email address set up for news tips. So if there's something that you see that happened and you want one of our neighbor media journalists to cover it, you can actually send an email to newstip, NEWSTIP, at cctvcambridge.org. And all of the journalists in our program will receive that. And if there's something that you have a tip about, you can send that in, and hopefully somebody will cover that issue for you and hopefully others who care about those issues in the community. So.
And also I'd like to particularly encourage the young people, high school students, junior high students, to come forward, and if they're interested in media or they think they might have some interest in it, test out your interest and try some of these things. There's certainly a wide variety of things that you can test out. It doesn't take a lot of time, and your interest can develop and emerge. You can get to know what you like and learn about it and get training.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great program for any, I think any student at any age who's studying journalism or interested in getting involved. If, you go to one of the local schools in the area and you're interested in partnering up to get some hands-on experience, especially since we're using new media tools, you can get that sort of multimedia background that a number of our journalists in the program are. Actually, half the participants, almost half, I think, are either current or former professional journalists, print and print and photojournalists. That's right. So that's really exciting to have that mix of professional and amateur journalism. Is really exciting because there's an opportunity for people to learn from each other in the program that I think is really great. So.
And I think the amount of freedom that you have in this program you can direct it where you will. That in some of the larger media venues, like you said, you don't have as much freedom, and here you can truly zero in, make it what you want. For example, the Be Live show, you can pretty much do whatever you like here, and we've had all kinds of shows. People express themselves in a way that I don't know if every community has this type of forum.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Absolutely.
And especially in Cambridge, it's just such a creative place, and we can be in the stream of what's going on and hear about other people's opinions and thoughts and the many wonderful things that are happening in the neighborhood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We'd like to end on another clip and see some of the work that's been done with Neighbor Media.
You'd be on.
Hi, I'm Danny Glover, and in times like this, we need creative voices, imaginative voices, and we need public access so that we can hear those voices. Support Cambridge Community Television.
Hello, my name is Sharon Steniford. I'm a proud resident of Central Square, Cambridge, Area 4. My neighborhood is unique and diverse and dynamic. It's a special place because it has a lot of contrast. There's everybody from students from MIT. There are long-term residents who've lived here for generations. There are people who migrated from the suburbs and came to experience the city. Immigrants from other countries, lots of languages, and you see many things in the course of a day.
As we and our loved ones age, it's no longer easy to remain completely independent. Often, tasks that once were manageable